Hello students, in last class we already discussed what is work and different types of work, that is positive, negative and zero work. So basically in physics work can be defined as the dot product of applied force and the displacement produced due to that applied force, or this can be written as F vector mod S vector mod into cos theta. What is theta? Here theta is the angle between applied force and displacement produced due to that applied force. Clear? And depending upon the angle, the work can be positive, negative and zero. So today we are going to discuss work done by a variable force. Okay. So if the force varies, its value changes, then how to find out the work done? So let us now discuss how to find out the work done by a variable force. So for example, here is a force given as a function of position, okay, and this is along x-axis we are taking the displacement or position, and this is the force which varies with respect to position x. Clear? So as the force changes with respect to each value of x, so the force is variable. So how to find out the work done by this type of force whose value changes with respect to position? So let us consider a very small portion of width dx, due to which the force remain constant. Clear? So just consider a very small portion of width dx, due to which the applied force remain constant. So let for this small region the value of force be f of x, clear, which is constant with respect to this small portion of width dx. Then what is the amount of work done dw due to that small displacement dx? This can be written as f of x dx. Clear? Let the applied force and the displacement are taken on same direction, otherwise we can write it as f of x dx cos theta, where cos theta is the cosine of angle between the direction of applied force at this particular displacement and the angle between the direction of displacement dx. So this is the value of dw for this small portion of displacement dx. But we want to calculate the complete work done during this motion from let origin O to certain displacement x. Then how we can find out? If we divide this complete region with very small portions like this of width dx and combine them like this, then we will get the complete work done due to the variable force f of x by displacing the body from origin 0 to point x. So by combining this, that means we have to integrate the complete region from the position 0 to x. So this is the amount of work done dw for this small given region dx. But we have to find out the total work done by displacing the body from origin to x. So now integrating equation 1. So now integrating equation 1, we will get what? Integration of dw from 0 to w will be equal to f of x dx, integration from 0 to x, if theta here taken as cos theta. Okay. So this implies, this can be written as w equal to f of x dx, integration 0 to x, if theta equal to 0 degree. Clear? So the total work done due to the variable force is f of x dx, integration limit 0 to x. Okay. So this is how we can find out the work done by a variable force which is a function of position. Clear? So if force is constant, work done equal to F dot S, or this can be written as Fs cos theta. You have to remember this formula for calculating work for a constant force. But if force is variable, or a function of position, then work done W equal to integration of f of x dot dx, limit from 0 to x, or from x initial to x final. Okay, so this is the expression for calculating work done during a variable force. Clear? You have to remember this formula for calculating work done. Or as we know, work done is a scalar quantity and it is the dot product of F and x. So if force and displacement are given in component forms, then how to find out the work done? For example, if force is given as F of x I cap plus F of y j cap plus F of z k cap, and displacement is given as x I cap plus y j cap plus z k cap, then what will be the work done? We know work done equal to F vector dot S vector. So this implies we can write Fx I cap plus Fy j cap plus Fz k cap dot x I cap plus y j cap plus z k cap, and you know how to solve a dot product. This will become how much? Fx into x plus Fy into y plus Fz into z. So this will be the amount of work done when force and displacement are given in form of their components. So you have to remember these formulas to find out the work done. And there is another important point regarding work done that you have to remember: the area under force versus displacement graph gives work done. Okay, these are certain important points you have to remember regarding work. Clear? So this is all about your work. Next we are going to discuss about energy. So what is energy? So basically energy is the ability to perform some action or the capacity to do work. Okay, so energy is defined as, it is defined as the ability to do some work. Okay, so if you are doing some work, so depending upon your energy, the amount of work done will depend. For example, someone can eat 5 bread and someone else can eat 50 bread in a day. So depending upon their energy, eating is the work done, and the amount of eating is known as energy. So who can eat large amount of bread is have large amount of energy, and who can eat less amount of bread have less amount of energy. So energy is basically what? It is defined as the ability to do some work. The one who is able to perform large work have large amount of energy, and the one who can perform less amount of work have less amount of energy. Clear? And in our day-to-day life, there are large varieties of energy like electrical energy, the energy due to which mobile, television, computer are operate, so that is known as electrical energy. Then heat energy, the energy due to heat, then nuclear energy, mechanical energy, okay. So these are some example of energy. So the energy produced due to nucleus we will study about in your second year course. So the mechanical energy, what? The energy which is produced by a machine is known as mechanical energy. Clear? So in this chapter we are only deals with this type of energy, that is known as mechanical energy, and other types of energy we will discuss in further in later subjects. Clear? So today we are going to discuss about the energy that is known as mechanical energy. Okay, so basically energy is the ability to do work. So what is mechanical energy? So as we know, energy is the ability to do work. So mechanical energy means the ability to do mechanical work. So mechanical energy means the ability to do mechanical work. Okay, so the ability to perform mechanical work is known as mechanical energy. Clear? And the mechanical energy is of two types. First, kinetic energy. Then potential energy. Okay, so what is kinetic energy and potential energy? So let us discuss one by one. So first we will discuss about the kinetic energy. So as the name has kinetic, kinetic means motion. Clear? So kinetic energy means the energy possessed by a body due to its motion is known as kinetic energy. So kinetic means what? Motion. So the energy possessed by a body due to its motion is known as kinetic energy. So here we can write the energy possessed by body due to its motion is known as kinetic energy. Okay, the energy possessed by a body due to its motion is known as kinetic energy. Clear? When a body is in motion, it has certain energy, and that energy is known as what? Kinetic energy. Clear? Next, what is potential energy? This is the energy possessed by a body due to its position or change in configuration. Okay, configuration means shape, size. Okay, if the energy possessed by a body due to its position with respect to certain reference point or to change in its configuration, that means due to change in its shape and size, then that type of energy stored within that body is known as what? Potential energy. So both potential energy and kinetic energy are part of what? Mechanical energy. Clear? If the body is in motion, then it possesses certain energy, and that energy is known as kinetic energy due to the motion. And if the body have some energy due to its position or change in configuration, that means change in shape and size, then that type of energy stored within the body is known as potential energy. And both kinetic and potential energy are part of what? Mechanical energy. Clear? So this is all about the mechanical energy. So as energy is the ability to perform work, so energy has unit and dimension same as that of work. So energy has unit and dimension same as that of work. Okay. So in SI system, the unit of energy is joule, and in CGS system, the unit is arc, and we know 1 joule is equal to 10 to the power 7 arc, and it has dimensional formula same as work, that is M1 L2 T minus 2. Okay, there is some other important units of energy, that is calorie. 1 calorie can be defined as 4.18 joule, and another unit is 1 electron volt, which can be defined as 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 joule. You have to remember these two values or units for further studies. So 1 calorie is equal to 4.18 joule, and 1 electron volt is equal to 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 joule. And the basic relation is 1 joule equal to 10 to the 7 arc, where joule is the SI unit of energy and arc is the CGS unit of energy, and this is the dimensional formula of energy. So as energy is the ability to do work, so energy has same dimension and unit as that of work. Clear? So if someone has energy, then it has the ability to do work. So if we are doing work on something, if I am doing work, then I am losing energy. So the work performed by me is equal to the energy lost by me. If someone doing work on me, then I am gaining energy. So the work done by the some other person is equal to the energy gained by me. Clear? So if someone is performing work, that means he is losing energy. If someone is gaining energy, that means someone else is doing work on that person. Clear? So this is about the energy basically. So now let us discuss about the expression to find out the kinetic energy. So expression or derivation. For kinetic energy. Okay, so how to calculate kinetic energy of a body? We already discussed right now that the energy stored within a body due to its motion is known as kinetic energy. So let us consider here is a block of mass m, which is at time t equal to 0, having initial velocity u equal to 0. Okay, and at position x equal to 0. And after certain time, due to application of an external force, let this position of the block be A. It displaced to a point B, the same block, where let the time t equal to t second, and the velocity of the block is become v, and the distance become x. Clear? So initially the block is at rest at initial time t equal to 0 second, and the displacement is 0. But after certain time t second, the block has some velocity v and it displaced to a position x. So from this A point to B point, the total displacement is x. Clear? And this is happened because of an external applied force F. Okay, when we apply an external force on this block, due to this applied external force F, the block displaced from 0 to x. So now we have to find out what is the total work done on this block due to this external force. Because of what? The velocity of the block changes, because initially the block is at rest, but due to application of this external force, the block has certain velocity v. So due to application of this force F, the block velocity changes and it gets some motion from rest to now it's moving at t equal to t seconds, so it gains some motion. So due to the application of this external force F, the block gains some motion. That means the work done by this external force is converted into what? The kinetic energy of this block. Because we already studied by the definition of the kinetic energy is that the energy stored within a body due to its motion is known as what? Kinetic energy. And we already know that if we are doing work, then we are losing energy, and if someone is gaining energy, then the energy lost by the person who is performing the work is transferred to the person who is gaining energy. So as here the applied force is doing work, so the energy lost by the applied agent or the work done by the applied force will be converted into the kinetic energy gained by the block. So if we are able to find out the work done by the applied force to displace the body from point A to point B, which is mathematically equivalent to the kinetic energy gained by the block. So our motto is to find out the total work done by the applied force to displace the block from A to B. So first of all, consider a small displacement dx, okay, due to the applied force F. So the small amount of work done by displacing the block with dx will be how much? The displacement is takes place along the same direction as that of applied force. So the small amount of work done dw due to the applied force F by displacing the block with a displacement dx is equal to how much? F vector dot dx vector. So as here the displacement and applied force are along same direction, so theta will be what? 0. So this can be written as F vector mod dx vector mod cos theta, that will be cos 0 degree. So this will become f dx equal to dw. So this is the small amount of work done by displacing the block with dx. But we have to find out the total work done by displacing the block from A to B. So the total work done will be how much? By displacing the block A to B will be obtained by integrating this equation. So we can obtain by dw integration from WA to B is equal to how much? Integration of f dx from displacement 0 to x. Clear? Okay, but we know that F equal to how much? M into A. Force is equal to how much? Mass into acceleration. So this can be written as, this implies F equal to how much? Mass, acceleration can be written as dv by dt. You can write force equal to mass into dv by dt. So in place of this force, I can write dw integration WA to WB is equal to how much? M into dv by dt into dx integration 0 to x. Clear? So this can be rearranged like this. What this can be written as dw integration from WA to B is equal to integration 0 to x m dv by dt. We can rearrange this like this, dx by dt into dv. Clear? We can rearrange this term, dv by dt can be rewrite like this. What is dx by dt? Change in position with respect to time, that is dx by dt represents what? Velocity. So this implies we can get dw from wa to b will be equal to how much? M into v into dv. Now the variable is velocity, so the limit will vary as variation of velocity. Here the variable is x, that's why we are taking the limit as the variation of displacement, but as here the variable is velocity, so we have to take the limit in terms of velocity. So when displacement is 0, what is the velocity? Velocity is 0. When displacement is x, what is the value of velocity? Velocity is v. So this is be like this. So now we can integrate. So total work done from WA to B will be equal to M is constant. So integration of v dv, integration limit 0 to v. So this implies total work done by displacing the block from A to B will be equal to how much? V with respect to dv integration will be v square by 2. So it will be M into v square by 2. So this is the total amount of work done by displacing the block of mass m from point A to point B, where the velocity changes from 0 to v. As due to this work done, the body gains some motion. So this work done is stored within the body as its kinetic energy. Clear? So we can write here as due to the work WAB, the body gains motion. So this work done is stored within it as kinetic energy. Clear? Because of due to this amount of work done, the body gain motion. That's why this work done will be converted into the kinetic energy of the block. So this implies you can write the kinetic energy of the block will be equal to from work done by the applied force from A to B, which is equal to half m v square, where m is mass of the block and v is speed of the block. Clear? So the expression for kinetic energy of a block of mass m, which is moving with some velocity v at any instant, has some kinetic energy which is equal to half m v square. So from this relation we can write the kinetic energy of a body is defined as the directly proportional to mass when v constant and directly proportional to v square or speed square when mass constant. Okay, clear? So this is the expression for the kinetic energy of a body of mass m which has some velocity v or speed v. Clear? So you have to remember that kinetic energy can never be negative. Okay, as mass cannot be negative and it's depend upon what? Kinetic energy is defined as half m v square. So the square term can never be negative and mass can be negative. That's why kinetic energy can never be negative. Clear? So this is the expression for kinetic energy. Okay, so now let's find out the relation between kinetic energy and linear momentum. This is an important relation. You have to remember that relation between kinetic energy and momentum. Okay. So relation between kinetic energy and momentum, linear momentum P. So we know right now we already defined what is the expression for kinetic energy Ek. It can be defined as half m v square. Clear? If a block of mass m is moving with certain velocity v, then it has kinetic energy half mv square. For the same block, what is the linear momentum? It is m into v. If the block has mass m and moving with velocity v, so it has linear momentum m into v, and it has kinetic energy half mv square. So what is the relation between momentum and kinetic energy? As P equal to m into v. Here we already have the momentum equal to m into v. So by squaring this, we will get P square equal to how much? M square v square. I can write like this by squaring both sides. P square equal to m square v square. So this implies we can write here P square equal to m into m v square. This can be rearranged like this, m square v square equal to m into m v square. So now this can be written as P square by m equal to m v square. Okay, now multiplying half on both sides. So this implies half P square by m, multiplying half on both sides, left hand and right hand side, it will be half m v square. What is half m v square? This is equal to the kinetic energy of the body. So this implies we have P square by 2m equal to kinetic energy of the body. So this is the relation between what? Linear momentum and kinetic energy, or this can be written as the linear momentum P equal to 2m into kinetic energy under root. So you have to remember these two relations between kinetic energy and linear momentum. In terms of kinetic energy, it will be P square by 2m, and in terms of linear momentum, it will be 2m under Ek under root. Clear? Where this is the kinetic energy and this is linear momentum. Okay, this is the relation between kinetic energy and linear momentum. Clear? So kinetic energy is the energy possessed by a body due to its motion, and we already know if a body is moving with certain velocity, it has some momentum, and that is equal to m into v, and this is how both are related with each other. Clear? Okay, so from these two relations we can write if momentum is constant for two different bodies, then we can write E or kinetic energy is inversely proportional to mass as this. If P is constant, so kinetic energy is inversely proportional to mass. Sorry. Clear? So if momentum is constant, the body which has more mass has less kinetic energy, and the body which has less mass has more kinetic energy. Clear? Because you have to remember, when momentum, linear momentum remain constant for two different bodies, the kinetic energy is inversely proportional to mass. Clear? Okay, and from this equation we can write if mass remain constant, then linear momentum is directly proportional to root over of kinetic energy. Okay, according to this relation, if mass of two bodies are same, then the momentum is directly related to the under root of what? Kinetic energy. Clear? So this is how momentum and kinetic energy related with each other. Clear? So in today's class we already discussed what is energy and different types of energy, and basically we studied about the mechanical energy, which is of two types. One is kinetic energy and the other one is potential energy. The kinetic energy is the energy possessed by a body due to its motion, and the potential energy is the energy or is the mechanical energy which is possessed by a body due to its position or change in configuration. Then we define the expression to calculate kinetic energy of a body. which is equal to half mv square. Then we relate the relation between kinetic energy and linear momentum of a given body. Clear? So next we are going to discuss about what is work energy theorem. So what is work energy theorem? So work energy theorem means it's a very important theorem. You have to remember this. So work energy theorem. So according to this theorem, it states that the total work done by all the forces on a body is equal to the change in kinetic energy of the body. Okay, you have to remember this theorem. And this statement, it's a very important theorem and it will help you to solve many problems within a matter of second or minute, or very quickly you can solve many problems by this theorem only. So it states that the total work done by all the forces, the total work done by all the forces, whatever may be the force acting on the body, the work done, net work done due to all the forces is equal to what? The change in kinetic energy of the body. This is the statement. On mathematical expression you can write work done total equal to change in kinetic energy of the body, or this can be written as kinetic energy final minus kinetic energy initial. Okay, so initial kinetic energy and final kinetic energy, the difference between these two will be equal to what? The total work done on the body. And what is total work done? So here we can write work done total equal to work done by external force plus work done by conservative force plus work done by non-conservative force plus work done by if there is any pseudo force. Okay, so the total work done is due to work done by any external force if there is present which is acting on the body, plus work done due to any conservative force which is acting on the body, plus work done due to any non-conservative force which is acting on the body, plus if the body is in non-inertial frame, then if there is any pseudo force, then work done due to that pseudo force also combine to give the total work done on the body, which will be equal to what? The net change in kinetic energy. This is known as the work energy theorem, and it's a very important theorem. You have to remember this expression that the total work done on a body is equivalent to what? The net change in its kinetic energy, that is final kinetic energy minus its initial kinetic energy. And what is the total work done? The total work done will be the work done, combination of work done due to each individual forces acting on the body. It may be external force, maybe any conservative or non-conservative, or maybe any pseudo force if present in that case. Clear? So this is what known as the work energy theorem. You have to remember this, and it's a very important theorem. Okay, which will help you to solve many numericals. Okay.